And the British Channel is back, and today we are talking about California. We'll be talking about Lake Oroville and much, much more. So let's get right out to it. We are right at windy.com here, and you can see that things are really starting to dry up a bit here in California. Not the big rains that we have been getting, and while it has been pretty impressive, and we will talk about that here in a little bit, but here we are, 0.74 here in the Oroville area. We come up to Mount Shasta itself, a 0.47, Trinity 0.09, so still some precipitation, but just not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things as compared to what we had been getting. 0.82, Bear Valley 0.65, Yosemite Valley 0.49. This is within the next 3 days. Mammoth Lake 0.26. We come all the way down here. You can see that most of California is fairly dry within the next 3 days. We go the next 5 days, a little bit up on the northwest corner there, but not a whole lot. It's really starting to dry up, and that's good news. We definitely could use some dry weather for a bit. Who knows if this is going to hit California, this little patch here. We'll have to wait and see if that's coming. We'll go look at tropical tidbits now, but basically what you see is what you get after this next system. It might be dry for a bit. Let's go to tropical tidbits next and see what the 16-day forecast looks like. Now, they haven't updated this all the way through, so we're waiting for this to come through. We're at 138 hours, so this is really just not that good. So over on tropical tidbits, you can see the one storm come through, a big storm through the central of the United States, and not a whole lot. So we'll be waiting to see what ultimately ends up happening. Like I said, we're only 138 hours out, so bad time to make a video for that, and we will continue to roll. We're going to roll out to the graphs. I have been working for a while now trying to automate these graphs. I think I kind of got it figured out, but I'm not all the way there yet, but I went ahead and finished them up manually so we could get a video on because it's been a minute, and we're going to that right now. And here we are at Lake Oroville's water level. This is courtesy of Steve from prior videos, and we continue to roll on here, and you can see that this is a misprint. Don't pay attention to the bottom. The 1400 hours, the last one. Your outflows are currently 10,350. Your inflows are 11,994. And the rain is what I want to talk about. Look at this, 35.23. Rain there again today, and it continues to rain. Don't pay attention to this bottom one. I've messed that up on the editing, so we'll continue to roll on here, and off we go. We are at Lake Oroville's water line graph here, and this is 2021, 2022, and then today's, you can see that it's above 850, and it's kind of been holding steady since it really come up. They've kind of keeping the gates about the same, so it's barely rising, and we will roll on, and I will tell you what the water level currently is here. Lake Oroville's water level. The water level is currently 858.22 feet. MSL Sunday, April 2nd, 2023 at 1 p.m. The level is 41.78 feet below full pool of 900. Changes since yesterday. This thing has come up 0.42 feet in the last 24 hours, and we continue to roll on here, and this is Lake Folsom, and we can see the outflows here have been anywhere between 7,893 to 6,554. Your inflows have been about the same, 7,927 to 8,841, so they're kind of keeping it steady, and that is what's going on there. There is no report for the last hour there at Lake Folsom. We continue to roll on here, and you can see that this is your line graph 2021, 2022, and then today's level, and we continue to roll on here. The water level currently at Lake Folsom is 435.87 feet. MSL Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, 1 p.m. The level is 30.13 feet below full pool of 466. Changes since yesterday. This thing has come up 0.08, and we are going to go down to Shasta next. Here we are at Shasta, and you can see that just like all the other lakes, there is nothing at the 1400 hour mark other than the water level. Your current outflows are 343. Check out your inflows. They're still allowing this thing to really ramp up. You can see that they did release 7,296 at 1:07 a.m. this morning, but then they cut it right back down. So 14,115 are your ends, and your low would be 10,013 at one point in time. And we continue to roll on here, and we are looking at the line graph here at Lake Shasta, and you can see this 21, 22, and then here's your 23 level, and we continue to roll on here, and we are now looking at Lake Shasta Shasta's dam here, and you can see that the lake has come up 0.73 in the last 24 hours, so this thing continues to increase, and the water level is currently 1,040.67 feet MSL. Sunday, April 2nd, 2023 at 1 p.m. The level is 26.33 feet below full pool of 1,067, and down for our final stop is Lake Trinity next, and here we go. Lake Trinity's outflows have been anywhere between 1,500 and 472. Your inflows have been anywhere between 2,294 all the way down to 1,607, so somewhere in there, and we continue to roll to the graph next, and here's the line graph for Lake Trinity. Trinity is 2021, 2022, and here's this year. You can see that it's got a long way to go to catch 2021. You can see that it's starting to rise, so that's good news. And here we go, Lake Trinity here, and Lake Trinity's water level's up 0.06, and the water level is 2,245.08 feet MSL. Sunday, April 2nd, 2023 at 1 p.m. That is below the glory hole of 124.92 feet of 2,370. And now we're going to go to the snowpack, and you can see that even though we are beyond April 1st, you can see that March 30th was the last reading. It is the weekend, so maybe there'll be another one on the 3rd. We shall see. And the snowpack in the mountains here are 191 and 190. In the central is 234 and 233 on the 30th, 297 and 298, and you can see that the water equivalent is 56.8 in the north. The water equivalent, average snow water equivalent in the central is 62.2, and the average snow water equivalent in the south is 61.9. Statewide, the average snow water equivalent is 60.8, so they still have a ton of water, and we'll have to watch this as it starts to melt, and that is all I have for that. So here we are on Twitter. I do come over here every once in a while. Does anybody know about this update? March 13th, water from Trinity Lake has been drained for repairs. Has anybody seen anything? And here's a news article, and I'll link it below. Is this accurate? Because it's the first I've heard about it, and I'm just curious if this is the case. They say that Trinity is 33%, capacity 47% for the state. Trinity is beneficial, and it goes on, and it says that they must be working on it, and I hadn't heard or seen anything on this. Is anybody aware? It looks like they're putting in a new glory hole possibly. So just out of curiosity, if anybody knows anything about this, if this is accurate, it's crazy. I didn't even know. No wonder the lake's been so low, because they've been keeping it low on purpose. So this was taken October 21st, 2022. I'm not sure what these repairs were, and there's an article. So does anybody know anything about this? Because this is the first I've seen about this. Let's go back to percentage of capacity next. So that would explain why Trinity's so low at 37%, and Oroville's at 82%, Lake Shasta's at 83%, New Bullard's Bar is at 83%, Folsom's at 68%, Don Pedro's at 86%, and if there's any other thing on here you want to see, here it is. Lake Isabella, I don't know where I can get information on that. I can't find any line graphs or anything else, so that's all I have. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you're enjoying your day, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.